Thank you guys so much for being here. Today I am decluttering more items. I'm going to start here in my closet and then make my way into a few other different rooms around my house. I am up to 150 items decluttered. I am going to declutter 150 items today. I'm going to try to speed up the process, get to a round number of 300, and then go by the decluttering 100 items at a time. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to try to explain my thought process as I do it. When I'm starting out here in my closet, I am going to have the mentality, if I have not worn it in the past 12 months, then it's got to go. I'm going to try to limit the things that I set aside to list on eBay because that takes up time as well. And let's get this done.
Okay, so I'm starting off with my black bin. I'm showing y'all these sneakers. They're Brooks. They were really comfortable. I prefer the Hoka Blondies. And the Birkenstocks were just not the right color against my skin tone, but they were still really beautiful shoes. So I'm going to list those on eBay, and I'm going to start with the pants and leggings section of my closet. I am pretty picky about what I buy as far as pants and leggings go. I have very short legs, so I don't purchase anything that is more than like a 23 to a 25 inch inseam. So I don't buy a lot of pants unless they're perfect. And since I learned the perfect inseam, I have kept this area of my closet pretty well decluttered. And I'll then move on to the tops and the heavier layered items. But I wanted to take a moment and introduce myself. My name is Mary Lou. I make motherhood lifestyle content here on YouTube. I am so glad that you are here. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, like this video. And like I said, I am just so thrilled that you are here. Now I am just going through my lighter layers of clothes that I mainly wear in the winter time. I live in an environment that is hot and humid most months out of the year. So I don't have many heavy jackets, and the ones I do have I keep in a coat closet. But this little section I try to keep to like jackets, vests, lighter layers. And there are some t-shirts and blouses that need to be moved up to the shirt and blouse section of my closet. So I will kind of reorganize those and declutter these lighter layers. So now that I am moving on to the upper portion of this closet area, that is where I keep all my blouses. And this part of my closet is not as decluttered on a regular basis like some others might have been, but my everyday go-to mom uniform is yoga pants and some kind of slouchy top, maybe a workout top, and lots of these blouses do not fit in that category, so I find it so hard to justify getting rid of them because they are barely worn. But I am going to do that today because I just don't find that I wear them enough to justify keeping them, and doing these declutters has really boosted my confidence in being able to get rid of stuff. So I'm gonna let go of a lot of these today, and I can't tell you, it feels so good. some of the stuff doesn't always end up exactly where I want it to, and I am reorganizing a few things, you know, putting items that are in the wrong spot back in their appropriate places. So that is what I'm doing here. So now I'm going to move on to the portion of my closet where I store my dresses. You'll see that I kind of keep my longer dresses on one side and then my shorter ones are right next to it. I have a lot of dresses. I like to wear dresses, especially in the summertime. I feel like it's a good bang for your buck because essentially you get an entire outfit for one price, and it does help make the summer months when it's so hot a little more bearable with dresses. But it's been a while since I've decluttered them. I have a lot of dresses left over from when I was pregnant, and I just don't wear them anymore. It's so funny how your bodies as women after pregnancy, before, during, and after pregnancy, they change so much. You really don't know what to expect. And so I've hung on to a lot of these dresses just for that. You know, you don't know what you're going to fit into. You don't know what you're going to like. I like being able to chase my kids around and having the free flow of outfits. So that is something that I take into consideration. But not knowing that, it is hard to kind of declutter clothes. So I'm really glad to be able to get this done today. I have decluttered my scarves within the last year, and so I only have these two really big ones left. I hardly wear them at all, and initially I go to get rid of both of them and something pulls me back with the leopard print one, so I am going to keep it, and that way I at least have one big bulky scarf on hand. Even though I rarely use it, but who knows, maybe I'll declutter the leopard scarf soon as well. But for right now, I'm going to hang on to it. I'm going to get rid of the plaid one with pastels though. And then I'm going to give away these hangers. I have a ton of, they're like little infant size hangers, and I'm just going to donate them because my kids are kind of past the age to where they have hangers that are that small. They need bigger hangers with their clothes. So, and I'm gonna pile everything up. I'm gonna put it all in a trash bag, and we'll kind of see how much I've got and go from there.
so far. My goal is 150 for this video.
In these items, you'll see me kind of go over and grab these two sweaters. One is a deep purple and one is a black. They're very nice Lululemon, I think they call them like the vinyasa jacket or cardigan, something like that, but they have two big holes in both of them right there in the same spot at the neckline. And I've been meaning to go get them mended. I heard that Lululemon has a program where you can take stuff and they'll fix it. But with my 3 small kids, it takes so much for me to be able to go to do that. And I just don't have the time to get it done in a timely manner. So they have been over there. I'm going to give myself permission to donate those items. Then next, I am going to go through my swimsuit bins. My mother gave me some of her old swimsuits and I kept some of them. And, you know, like a lot of you guys listening, I can imagine we go through a lot of swimsuits over the years. Swimsuits are just such a hard category because of how you feel about yourself in a swimsuit. I know that is for me. I want lots of different options. So in whatever mood I'm feeling in, I want to be able to feel confident, modest, and able to play with my kids in a swimsuit. And so those are, you know, things that are really kind of hard criteria to meet, especially for me anyway. So I'm very picky about my swimsuits. And I feel like I have just accumulated way too many over the years, being pregnant, being postpartum. So I've needed to go through these for a long time now. So I'm finally getting around to that. And it feels so good to get all of that cleaned out. I left only the swimsuits that I absolutely love and or their newer items. So I guess to be determined if I still love them. We haven't been going to the pool or, we haven't been to the beach this summer, so haven't had to wear a swimsuit a whole lot. So it's kind of hard if I'm not wearing something constantly to decide whether I want it or not, but decluttering those swimsuits does feel really good.
Okay, so this bag has 25. Now I'm up to 75. My goal is 150. So I have 75 more items I need to declutter. So I'm not going to count all these hangers. I'm thinking I just might count the whole bag as 25, which would bring me up to 100 items now. So I need 50 more. I do have 3 pairs of shoes right here that I am donating. So it's kind of hard for me to keep count if I don't do them in groups of a certain whole number or a rounded number. So that's 75, 78. I have these 2 pairs of shoes I showed earlier that I'm going to list on eBay because they're practically brand new. I only wore them a few times, did not care for them. So that would be 79, 80. So, well, I'm sorry if I did. Okay, so one of these bags, 50, 75, 100. So now I am up with the shoes. I have 5 pairs of shoes. I'm up to 105. So I need 45 items. Put these up. Let's see. Now let's work on these bags. We're redoing our entryway in our mudroom. I usually have all of these bags stored there, and when I cleaned out all of the cabinets to paint them, I thought, oh my gosh, why do I have so many bags? So let me go through them, keep the good ones, and we're going to donate the not so good ones. Let's see how many I've got. These bags I always hate to get rid of because you never know when you're going to need a good, nice, sturdy bag, but there's just no reason that I need all of these. So let's count up what I've got to donate. So 33 bags that I actually will just put in the trash, and then I'll see how many these recyclable ones I will donate. Okay, so 57 bags. So I have made my 150 items decluttered. That was my goal today. Let me kind of show you everything that I've got. So I have tons of clothes. I do have quite a few items I'm going to list on eBay right here. I will kind of show you that at the end. But clothes, shoes I'm giving away that are under there, hangers, reusable bags. I'm going to dump all of these bags that aren't recyclable, and still, these are all the bags that I am going to keep, so I still have plenty that I can use if I need them. So quite a bit of stuff. Oh, and those two shoes right there I'm going to list on eBay as well. So stick around if you want to see how I list stuff on eBay. I'm just gonna do that, try to do it real quick, but I do it super simple. Just take a few pictures, list the items. Some of the items, like, let's see, like these Lululemons right here, I will take a lint brush, try to get all the lint off, try to make it look nice as best I can, and then I'll just list in the description that it is peeling, it does have some wear. So anyways, if you're interested on seeing me list items on eBay and take pictures of them, stick around. Otherwise, thank you so much for decluttering these items with me. Feels so good to get everything out of my house. I'm going to take most of these items to Goodwill, put the bags in the trash, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me.
So now I am gonna start listing a few of these items onto eBay. I'm gonna start with these shoes because they are the nicer of the items that I have ready to list. I just keep it real simple. I try to find a simple plain background in my house, and usually that's my hardwood floor. I take pictures of all angles. With the clothing items, you will see that I take pictures of measurements, and I use a seamstress tape measure so it's pliable and bendable, and I'll take measurements of that along with pictures to include in the listing. And I try to keep it real simple. I used to take a cover photo and I would take it to an app and take out the background and make it a blank background and really work too hard, and that's not necessary. I actually think eBay suggests that you do a simple plain background, and if people can tell that the photo was taken on the floor of your home, that is okay, and that people don't seem to be deterred by the fact that it may not seem as professional of a photo as one with a background removed. So, and I find that stuff sells either way. You price it right, you lay it in a manner that looks pleasing to the eye, get all the wrinkles out, do the best you can, and your stuff is gonna sell if you're selling good stuff at the right price. So that's what I'm doing here. Since I have been decluttering and listing more stuff on eBay, my sales have picked up. So that's very encouraging as well, because I kind of had backed off of it for a while. But thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I'm just so glad you're here. I enjoy making these videos for you guys, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.